Go to school. Go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to the first Bytown Economic Development Committee meeting of 2025. Let's go ahead and open it up. Are there any public comments? I don't see any. Perfect. Any additions or changes to the agenda today? No.
Eric, it's Charlie. I had one thing. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm the new select board representative. As Sarah Fisher's no longer on the select board.
Gotcha. Well, welcome, Charlie, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Can I have a motion from somebody to approve the minutes of the November 7th meeting? Or
So
I think Gretchen. I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? All right. All in favor? Aye. Okay. So we will move into the housing update. Housing has been a tough nut to crack recently. It seems extremely hard to find dates and times that are kind of working for everybody. I know, obviously with the holiday and the new year and everything's been a little jumbled for everybody's schedule. But the plan here is to get together as soon as possible and continue the discussions that we've been having. I've been speaking a little bit with Cliff Leinenen, who's looking to, kind of help us along with the landlord support group. And I know that Gretchen and I have been working on the accessory dwelling unit program to get that off the ground as well. So I will have more updates, hopefully at the next meeting on the housing committee. But other than that, that's what I have for now. Does anybody have any questions or comments on housing committee? None for now. All right, we'll move into marketing.
Okay, so we were successfully funded for another year in towns, which is great. The GROW grant, which is the pulling people to move here. And we've been working, we have our own grant as well as working with the BDCC. And that included digital ad campaign, along with many other components of mixers, the paper, etc. Maybe Adam about the two groups that are coming in your update, or do you want to talk about that right now while you're thinking about it? So I understand that there's two groups that are coming in that were garnered from the growth grant at BDCC.
Gretchen, I can talk about that if you want.
You can?
Yeah, Tim and I have been working on it.
Okay.
So in partnership, the GROW grant was kind of twofold. There was a secondary component that BDCC is funding through their GROW grant that we're executing for them, which is a stay-to-stay program. So it's coming up this weekend, and we've got groups coming in. Tim has put together a really nice itinerary for them. He's been meeting with them pretty frequently, answering questions, helping them figure out everything from like what clothing to bring to where to stay, and what activities to do. One group has a child they're bringing with them, and I think they're pretty solid in planning to move to Vermont. Hopefully they end up in the Valley, but it's a little unclear. And then the second group, I believe, is a larger group. It's an organization that's looking to relocate a majority of their staff here. And so there's an evening event on Friday night to meet with them. Someone from Deerfield Valley Real Estate is going to come and just talk to them about the landscape as far as real estate goes in the area and answer any questions they may have. And then I think both groups are really interested in the outdoor component. So they're going to do some hiking and shopping, and they'll head to Brattleboro for a little bit and then up to Bennington as well, just to explore the whole area. But Tim's done the bulk of the work here. It's definitely been a heavy lift between him and Rachel. I would say, Adam, on your side, just trying to find the people get them to commit to coming, and then making sure whatever they do, whenever they do come, we're able to make it a really meaningful visit for them, so they end up coming here.
Yeah, the one is large, well, large, I think they're gonna be bringing 6 employees with them. So they're moving and their employees are literally moving. And then they, we were hopeful that they would be taking half of the Vermont bread, production facility. To do this, really cool group, they make records. And by making records, I mean, they make the vinyl, and press the songs.
That is cool.
Yeah,
That is very.
yeah, so really appreciative of the support, we're really sure that they understand the places to live, have to get to know the communities. And that if they just call a realtor at Bradworld, just get that. And that, each community offers a different way of living in the region, and that they all have their attributes. And I'll make sure that they don't just stop in, look around within 2 miles.
I find that our program has been very, very successful here, and especially partnering with BDCC, as well as Wilmington Works. They also partnered with the BDCC on pictures, things like that. So it was successful. Eric, do you have something?
I was gonna ask, we know that Adam and you are in the room. Can we sit closer to the computer? It's just, it's with the distance, it's breaking up pretty bad, and I'm catching about every third word. Thank you, guys.
One other point on the grow is that it is in the government, we're told, not yet public, but we're told that it is in the governor's budget again for the coming year. And that is now
It is.
base budget.
The program, that's great.
Yeah.
Really want to hear that. So other things, and maybe Bethany will update this a little bit more. The content creator position, we've really had a lot of difficulty in trying to keep somebody in that position. And because it's so part-time. And we are, combining that with a need that the chamber. So Bethany, I don't know, do you want to talk about that right now?
Yeah, sure. So the social media creator, we've gone through 3 people. It is only 10 hours a week, which makes it a little bit challenging. And there's such an interconnectivity with our membership base that we thought it made more sense to combine the project coordinator position that we're recruiting for with the social media component of the Grow Grant. We've been able to interview probably 5 different candidates, and we just finished the final round. We have 2 really amazing candidates and are in a really, I think, envious position of not knowing who to choose because they're both wonderful. And so we're hoping to make a final decision in the next day or so. Either one of them would be able to take on the social media pieces, which is excellent because I think there'll be a lot more cohesiveness than there's been in the past around this role. And hopefully we'll be able to have some consistency for more than a couple months.
Great, thank you, Bethany. And then the other things that the VIII Marketing Committee is working on right now are new banners with a different font. The summer fall campaign for this year, working on influencers, getting the webcams installed. We're going to do another hospitality video training video, and working, of course, on updating the website a bit. So all good stuff. Any questions from VIII Marketing, or Eric, did you have anything to add?
No. At the moment. All right. Any other questions for Gretchen or the VIII Marketing Group? All right, awesome. We don't have any other business today, so we'll hop right into updates. Wilmington, I don't know if Charlie or Gretchen wants to start.
I can start unless, it looks like Charlie's kind of a little busy right now. He's in the kitchen cooking, breakfast, yeah, right? We said we should go there for our days. So for Wilmington, I've been busy writing grants. I just submitted on the 31st, a V-Trans alternative grant for our East Main Street sidewalk project. This is where all the poles were moved. I was asking for another $280,000 because the price has increased. This has been a really challenging project since the beginning. We do have a sewer project that's gonna happen alongside this. That is an actual new line in a portion of it. So I'm hoping that we get this grant to keep that moving forward, or we'll most likely have to scale back. The Route 9 infrastructure is into easements now, and final permitting as well, but we're getting closer. Hopefully we'll be in construction by fall of this year. And I'm also working on some USDA funding for this project as well, to ease the taxpayer bond. We were also invited to for a full application to the recreational trails program for our Hoot, Shoot and Whistle project. Again, that project imploded with permitting, and the requirements of the permitting totally blew our original budget. And unfortunately, I think it has a lot to do with the engineering firm that we had. They were out of New York and didn't understand Vermont law, and did not put any contingencies in for permitting. So we've gone back for more funding. That full grant is due January 31st. So we're hoping that we get that funding as well. We have the business plan competition going. There will be a let's see, final is next week. They have to be submitted, and the judges are meeting, I think, on the 15th to narrow it down to probably 3 to 5 people, but 3 to 5 winners, and then final presentations will happen in March. So February or March, I'm sorry. That's all I have for Wilmington. Charlie, do you have anything? I know you guys have been working on budget.
No, I don't have much. We signed off on budget on Tuesday, and yeah, I've only had about 3 meetings so far, so. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Charlie.
All right. Any questions for Wilmington? That's a no. All right. Dover, we'll let Vicky start.
Well, we also passed our budget to bring forward to the voters on Tuesday night. Our budget is up 7% this year. And our warnings. We also are happy to hear that the water task force is moving forward, and their RFP for the revised water plan is due, and they are going to meet again next week to look at the submissions for that. So we're excited about that, and just a lot of busyness around all kinds of little things, and but nothing big. Eric?
Yeah, so we're right at the finish line in terms of our STR registration. What the only thing we're waiting on at this point is for our Stripe setup to be complete. That's the payment processing system that Deckard uses to process the payments on the registrations. The letters are just about finalized with Deckard right now to go out to the property owners once once the Stripe is set up. You know, we are going to be pretty lenient, I think, in this first year in terms of getting people registered. It's not the best time of the year to launch it, but we want to make sure we get it open and get as many people signed up for that as possible. We did recently launch Banwango, which is something we've been discussing, you know, in Bytown marketing and then through the chamber and then, you know, back to Dover, and is something that, you know, tentatively is approved in the marketing budget moving forward. So Dover, for lack of a better term, is playing guinea pig a little bit to see, you know, how that process works. We launched a little over 2 weeks ago. You know, different from Eat Sleep Shop Local, this pass actually runs through the winter season, so there's no hard cutoff at the holiday there. We are seeing really great signups. People are utilizing it. We're seeing check-ins at those businesses. Our business owners are, you know, ecstatic about having a program like that up there in Dover. So, you know, we're really excited about it. We had some awesome artwork done that went on to some prizes. It's kind of formatted in a way so that, you know, even if you're there for a day, you can earn something by checking into businesses. What, you know, from like a sticker. If you're there for a weekend, you can earn, you know, kind of a custom drinking glass or tote bag. And then if you're there for more than a weekend, you know, say 2 weekends, 3 weekends, or a week, you know, you open yourself up to win a custom puzzle or throw blanket. So again, really positive reception from people who have been using it. It, you know, it works. It gives us you know, it gives us some data, and it also just provides, you know, incentive for people to be patroning those businesses and things like that. And we're really happy with the signups so far. And I think as we run it, we're going to continue to see those signups rise as people hear about it and use it. Other than that, you know, I made it, or the department made it through to the second round of the Land Conservation and Water Fund, or Land and Water Conservation Fund, rather, on a grant for a $1.3 million state-of-the-art skate park in Dover, which would be pretty awesome. It's something that came through on the Weston and Sampson plan as a need. You know, and, you know, there is a match component to the grant, but they're also kind of pointing us in the direction of some other programs and grants that we could help to stack funding on our side, you know, to make that happen. So we're really excited about that. To make it out of the first round of those things sometimes is not the easiest thing to do. So we're really happy, and I will keep you guys updated on that. Any questions for Dover, Vicky, or I? Or Shannon? Shannon's in Dover.
On the Banwango, can you share when did you launch it? I can't remember the time frame anymore.
It was we were just over 2 weeks ago, I think, or something along. It was before the holidays. I think like the 18th we launched.
Okay, so can you run a report after 6 months on the status of it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're constantly looking at and analyzing those numbers because it, you know, like I said, moving forward with marketing and things like that, we're going to have a discussion about whether or not we think it's something we should continue to do. So, you know, I will absolutely get that report run. You know, we'll let it settle in a little bit, and then we can talk some hard data.
Awesome. Thank you.
Any other questions for Dover? Excellent. We will move along to Bill at the club.
All right. We had a great December, great holiday period. Can't say enough about the weather was on our side, except for that little rainy spot, which really wasn't that bad. We needed the water anyways, and the skiing was still fun. It's just been fantastic this last week. The wind aside, just been a challenge, but the skiing's good. In a fun aside, it's our 60th anniversary, and so we're leveraging that a bit for education of our members who don't know the haystack history. In a fun bit, we named our newsletter the Hoot Toot and Whistle, both for obvious town reasons, but also that was the shuttle bus system for Haystack, the 3 buses. So that's kind of fun. Community Day is Monday, February 3rd. So coming up in about 3 weeks, we'll be doing a lot of outreach, ads in the paper. Definitely I'll reach out so we can get word out through the chamber, like as many local business folks to come as possible. And then looking way to the end of February, we're hosting Special Olympics again. It's a 2-day event, this time a Sunday and a Monday. And we'll certainly be looking for local volunteers to help out with that, publicizing that. Membership is good. They keep coming on in and open to questions.
When is the Special Olympics?
Bear with me. I might fancy calendar.
Yeah.
I still like this way. Sunday, Monday, March 2nd and 3rd.
Any other questions for Bill? Awesome. So we don't have our representative from Mount Snow. I know we did get that forwarded to Leah. The hope is that she would be joining us soon. So I will reach out to her personally too, and just we have to have a chat anyway. So I'll make sure she has the information on the meetings. Adam, BDCC.
Let's see, we've got a bunch of events coming up for business programming. If folks haven't received information on this, it's available on our website, but we've got a few different programs, a financing program for both nonprofits as well as businesses. It's over a few day period where you just come in and learn about basic capital stacks for equipment or projects. And it can get pretty detailed. We'll be having someone from M&S talk about a much more complex capital stack, but also, hey, I need $10,000 to buy a piece of equipment. How do I get funding for that? All the way up to $250,000 or multi-million-dollar project. In addition to that, we're really excited. We received last summer a grant from the USDA for the Rural Cooperative Program. So that is to promote the creation of rural cooperatives for new businesses, or in many cases to acquire existing businesses where the owners are looking to transition out. So that model, we just supported a recent exit in Green River Software Company in Brattleboro. So that was through an ESOP. And the creation of ESOP. So that takes years to put together. It's complex. You need a $5 million plus annual revenue kind of operation to warrant that kind of expense. But rural cooperatives can be done for much smaller businesses. So really this whole program is aimed at succession planning and how to sell your business. So Danny has set up a series of events for both buyers and sellers. Because it's really a different perspective. So maybe you don't know what business you want to buy. You just know you want to stick around and sort of own your own job. And then we'll be cultivating this group of buyers who are looking for people who want to buy, doing some matchmaking, coming together with financing. So that's really exciting stuff. We also have the Barn group that we're partnering with for how to improve your workforce. So basically, what kind of best practices can you do in employment? So that's on our website. That's a several event series taking place. That'll probably be HR folks or ownership level people to attend that, who really maybe don't have their own HR, but really want to understand how to be an employer of choice and how to improve on that. Legislative, a reminder that we also have the business groups, which many people here are on that monthly meeting, and that will be bringing, the RDCs have a weekly call with our government affairs team, DRM, every week while the legislative session is ongoing, and we'll be bringing updates to that group and distilling that. Maybe if there's topics that this group is interested in, I can flag those to track and report out as needed. We are also writing several grants, one of which is for, through the EPA for an environmental justice application, which we're eligible for our low and moderate income areas. Interestingly, Dover is eligible. It's a rare moment when Dover and that phrase are in the same sentence. So we're really eager to, we know Dover's trying to do water projects. So we're just trying to get dollars into the region to support capacity through just a pool of funds that folks can access, as well as some capacity to help towns with water and wastewater. Execution, Wyndham Regional does the planning of that. Like, we're not trying to build water and wastewater. We're trying to get dollars to help move projects forward to the point where Wyndham Regional can help them. That project or that program will also be working on stormwater. This is a tidal wave coming down the state, started up in northern Vermont, and requirements are going to be hitting southern Vermont in 2030, 31, where your little mom and pop plaza will have to become compliant to current stormwater regulations to go to sell it. And suddenly the buyer says, well, where's your stormwater? You said, it's the pipe out to the river. What do you mean? You will have to spend $250,000 putting in a whole retention system, filtration. And it is a disaster coming at people who don't know that this is coming. So part of this grant is to hire capacity to go out and work with municipalities and businesses to be aware, start to get resources, to start to plan, maybe even help municipalities create stormwater fees and authorities, basically like a water or wastewater district. The municipality installs it and then charges fees for sink funds for future reserves and operations. I will leave it at that.
All right. Thank you, Adam. Any questions for Adam on the BDCC side? Good stuff. Christine was not able to join us today. Moover's running, so all set there. Bethany, go ahead for the chamber.
Yeah. So we wrapped up 2024 with our annual gala, which was in the midst of the storm, the snowstorm we had, but at the beginning of December, but still really well attended given the weather conditions. We had it at Mount Snow. They did a wonderful job of hosting us, and we gave out 4 awards this year. One to Sam Kondracki for her community service and volunteering, David Petrie for Rising Star, Jolene and Joe Mahan for business of the chamber people of the year, and then Diana and Lenny Chapman got our lifetime achievement award. Always a nice event. It's just nice to get the business community people together and see what's going on with everyone. So that was on December 5th. We're in the midst of membership renewals. We've had a nice, strong initial renewal wave, and we're doing follow-ups with people now. I am hoping to grow membership as I am every year, and we've seen some new members kind of regularly joining as we go through outreach initiatives, but I'm really hoping to reach 200 if possible. So we'll see how close we get to that. 2025 events have been solidified. Our first event will be the Chili Stroll on March 28th. We are doing it a little different this year. In the past, we've had it up against Mount Snow's Winter Brewers Fest or Sip of Spring Festival, whatever they're calling it. We're going to do it the weekend before this year. I think we'll have more success with that. And I think the event has grown enough where it can stand on its own. I talked about the project coordinator position a little bit. Like I said, hopefully by the next time we meet, I can introduce you to our new employee. And then lastly, we're working on our calendar of member mixers for the year. I've got the first one scheduled for Farm Road Estate on January 28th at 4:30. So I'll send out I've got a member newsletter in the works with a bunch of the things Adam talked about in it and some other opportunities for our members, but we'll make sure to have the mixer invite in there as well.
Bethany, can you repeat, you said what was going on in March? And what was the date?
Oh, the Vermont Craft Beer and Chili Stroll.
Yeah.
March 28th.
March 20th.
28.
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Any questions for Bethany? Look at us go today. All right. So that is our January meeting. It looks like our next meeting is scheduled for Thursday, March 6th. If there's anything you'd like to see on the agenda, please make sure to get that to me the week prior. And other than that, we will see you all then.
Eric, I just have one, plug that I would,
Oh, right. Go ahead, Gretchen.
sorry. I just have a plug for the Vermont Community Development Association. Next Wednesday, we're having our, winter conference. And it is in St. Albans, which is pretty far. But it is about navigating funding in the post-pandemic world. We're gonna be discussing a lot about the higher cost of projects, as well as new funding mechanisms, as well. So, and unfortunately, it's not available remotely, but, if you would like to, just contact me and I can send you the link.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Thank you, Gretchen. Okay. Shannon, thank you. I need a motion to adjourn the meeting, please.
So moved.
I move that we adjourn.
There we go. Second, we'll take Bill's as a second, and we'll see you all in March.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.